death declared the West a war arrived. In the West, it arrived. So I don't know if you have psychological issues or psychiatrical issues. It's like artificial intelligence. Here in the West, you have a frame of thinking, and because it's a democracy, every vote counts, also yours, whereby the artificial intelligence just presents you your own bubble and amplifies it. Right? So you have a frame of thoughts, and it will just present before you a complex version of your frame of thought, whereby you will like it. So it's a perpetual expansion of a bubble. Okay? So people are reality phobic these days. Everything is offensive, everything is dangerous and harmful and stuff. But if you live in a bubble and it busts, that's really harmful. You know what I mean? Just putting your head in the sand when there's an issue, and you're doing that too long, sitting in a burning house, not walking out, that is really harmful. However, you need to be an adult human being. You need to be adult to be able to make decisions, and your authorities, your rulers, do not grant you that choice because they think you are dumb. The plebes cannot think for themselves. You need to be thought for before you harm yourself in your nonsense, right? So everything is about safety and control, and you have to think this way, and there is an ostracism for every other thought. It's all about nice and safe. Well, we create everything nice and safe, right? So I'm Grand Master of City of Lübeck, and when you overcome your karma, you become an ascended master. You cannot become an ascended master because you are not a political bloodline. You are not a grand master over a city, country, whatever. You're just, so I don't know what you are, who you are. I don't know if this is offensive to you. I'm just letting you know what my title is. And let me explain to you what you can do when you ascend. Okay? You are an individual and you're stuck in time. And time is presenting before you your karma. Professional, a relationship, familial, generational, all kinds of factors of things happening in your life, going through the stages of life, and when you make all the right decisions and you purify all the karma, you can enter that destiny. You know, you can ascend above your karma, and you can go in a certain direction that others cannot go because they walk in karmic cycles. That's the thing with ascended. You're one step ahead of the curve because you're not in the curve, right? So that's how I know. When it's not your time to die, you're not going to die. So when my karmic account does not reflect that I'm going to be victim of what is coming upon the West, I am going to be able to escape the karma. And if you receive this video, well, you can account yourself as very privileged or very lucky, depending on how you're looking at this. So what I want you to do is interpret my words very wisely and let it not feed your bubble. Okay? That you're already in a paranoid or in a fearful state of being, waiting for some apocalyptic whatever, and then you see this video and I'm amplifying your bubble. No. Be serious. You have responsibilities as a human being. Critical thinking is one. If you cannot handle hard realities, if you cannot handle fear, and if you cannot handle, risk, if you cannot handle open thought, when you get all defensive and you look at me going like, how do we neutralize the threat, you don't have to. I don't want to interfere. I'm not interfering. I got no interest in interfering. I want to give you an option. Okay? This is the option. I'm going to show you what death is going to do to the West. It's just an option. Look at Donald J. Trump in the White House. Everyone in America voted him. They didn't vote for Donald Trump because they like Donald Trump. They vote for Donald Trump because Donald Trump promised them something. And then Donald Trump takes your votes, go sits on the throne with your vote, then starts pissing on you, okay? Grabbing your wealth, giving it to the ones that don't need it, the rich becoming richer, and then sending you off to a fucking world war to die. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get rid of you. That's fucking corruption, right? I don't know if this type of video will, I can imagine will hit some, algorithmic issues in the system. talking like this, not gonna, hit the front page, you know what I'm saying? Because this is very critical. I understand that. But this is for real. I'm showing you the authenticity of this message. But Donald J. Trump put a picture on the White House of him in glory. He thinks he's a benevolent ruler. Right? So we got a crook. What the fuck? We got this crook. Imagine all these poor Americans. Oh man, they're struggling and suffering. These poor Americans. You can call them losers. Imagine here are the losers. And I go like, hey losers, give me all your fucking power. And I will fix your shit. I'll take all your power, walking the fuck away, sending you off to die in the fucking war. Oh, what kind of great person am I? Making America great again. And that person walks around with the Bible thinking he's all this and that and doesn't see reality. Blinded. Right, so this is not a critical video on the man Donald Trump or the office of president attacking it. No. This is about the human psychology. People don't see their own errors. People don't want to hear about people don't like correction. People don't like to be corrected. People go into the bubble, and the bubble is being expanded by artificial intelligence making super fucking bubbles. And everything that doesn't fit in the bubble is harmful. Now, you know what's going to be harmful is when all these individual bubbles bust. I'm telling you the truth. So this is a democracy. You have to understand this. A Senate must speak it to you. This is a democracy. Your free will is guaranteed. So everyone has a vote. The timeline of the West. Millions, I don't know, maybe even a billion. 1 billion timelines in this collective West destiny. And everyone chooses to go into the bubble. So then we have a big majority bubble timelines. And everyone is eliminating everything that doesn't fit in the bubble. And nobody has self-reflection. So all these timelines are going to self-destruct. And everyone is putting their head in the sand. So all these timelines are going to meet death. By total surprise. And we're going to hit them all. Boom. Because this is democracy. One person cannot force something. Nobody can say to another person, stop doing that because you're summoning death. Alright? So this is how you escape it. At the end of the corruption, so you're doing what you're doing, and then some of you are waking up like, oh my God, I'm under a corrupt normality in a corrupt system, so I got to get out of the corruption and change. Yeah, after all, a lifetime of corruption, right? You want to jump over the karma you accumulated by a lifetime of corruption? It's not that easy to escape the underworld. Right? So after all that corruption, when that bubble busts, God is going to allow death to puff up your ego. I'm such a good person, such a great person, such a blah 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 blah, and I have all these morals, and you don't lecture me on whatever, holier than thou. And then comes the danger. Some very dangerous situation where God will allow you to be tested if you're worthy. Only a selfless person might escape the last trap. That's common for Westerners all over the place. Your timelines are going there where death is going to put you in a trap, where only a selfless person can escape that death trap. And if you fail at the final test of when death is allowed to do that to you, you will really be taken. Yes. You have to become selfless to escape this cycle that is coming on the West. Right now! I'm telling you the truth.